Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of School Police Talk. We have some great guests here. We have the chief who is back and he wants to enlighten us about a lot of different things. And sir, please tell us your name and what it is that you do for the Clark County School District. Please.
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Steve Hewitt. Right now I'm one of our administrative lieutenants, and I supervise 3 of our administrative bureaus. That's our training bureau, our technical services bureau, and our diversion and wellness bureau for the department. And then I also, on top of that day-to-day supervision, I also lead our breach and rescue team, which heavily focuses on active assailant training and preparation and making sure that our officers are trained and prepared on current trends and our response to any active assailants in our schools and our whole valley.
Very impressive. Thanks again for coming on.
Absolutely.
You know, it really means a lot to me that, you know, you take the time because what we have to talk about is very important. You know, we have children and young adults who are doing things, and we want to ensure that they always are safe. And then when it comes to the social working aspect of what you do, it's tremendous. And so every week when we film, we get more and more involved. And every single person that comes here says that it's a directive from you.
I became the interim at right when COVID hit and spent 2 years as the interim, and then I became the chief. And we just decided at that point it would probably be a good idea to add some social workers. The trend at that time in school-based policing was to increase the number of supports you had for children and families, and there's a big push for social workers in our schools. So I said, well, what better idea would to have a social worker working right alongside of our officers? And I just think back to the times that I worked and how many cases or clients that the social workers would have had just on one site, because you're really involved with all the kids, and you know they just need some help. It was a poor neighborhood and all that, and just a lot of problems. So we added them on, and you know they're busy. It was the first time that I think a school district in the country had social workers working alongside them, and it was difficult. I think you met with Lori, one of our social workers, who came on and talked, and she probably talked about, you know, just my direction is just like, you know, I know it works. I did it on the reservation. We can do it here. And a lot of folks need to have the whole plan written out. You know, I just had a general idea, you know, ensure they're safe, right? Separate the criminal work that we need to do as law enforcement officers, and then they can come in after, you know, and provide supports and things like that. That was it. That was the basis of it. And knowing that we're going to develop it over time, and we did, and you know, thank God for her that she was able to, you know, kind of build it from there. And we're going to be having 9 social workers now that are going to be working alongside of our officers this year. The cases grew from I think 100 and some the first year to 600, a little over 600 just this year alone, and we just had 3. We brought a 4th one on in November, and her first during her training, because it's unique. We developed an entire training program for them to expose them to the department, the culture of law enforcement, and how we work as police officers with students, staff, and their families. And during that time, we had UNLV shooting, we had the Jonathan Lewitt's death at Rancho High School, and we had the death of our officer on campus. So you know, right then it was just. You know, her name's Celestina. I think she came and talked. She may have, but immediately exposed just some of the stuff that outside the normal client helping the family. There's other things, because we're a police department, and you know, they actually responded to the UNLV shooting. You know, our 3 social workers, and they helped set up reunification for the students and staff that were leaving, that were evacuating, and helping them at the staging sites. You know, where the population that were on campus when the shooting happened were moved to, providing them support, getting them to where they needed to go, and things like that. So yeah, it's just been extremely helpful.
It's fantastic. I thank you for coming in.
Yep, thanks
I
for having
thank
us.
you for coming in. You know what I mean?
No, thank you, Lee.
All right, so now we're going to look at this camera and we're going to wave goodbye. All right, we'll see you later.